Hi everyone. So today's topic will be about the economics. So it is your paper 3 economics and business environment. It is divided into two topics. One is economics and business environment. So economics will be for 25 marks consisting of 5 chapters, whereas business environment will also be for 25 marks, but it contains only 3 chapters. Now, if you say about the overview syllabus about the economics, the first is basics of demand and supply and forms of market competition. I hope that all have passed their second PUC examination, and I think in your second PUC you have learned a basic term on what is demand, what is supply, what are the forms of the market, and everything. So the national income, I think it is a new syllabus chapter for you. Even the Indian Union budget, I think you have studied this in your school level, maybe in PU2. And the fourth one is Indian financial market. You will be dealing about the various financial market banks. And the fifth one is Indian economy. In your business environment, if you look at the chapter, the first one is entrepreneurship scenario, second is business environment, third is key government institution. Okay, so let us move on to your first chapter, basic of demand and supply. I guess when you was in ninth standard, you have studied about the economics. So at that time, you was not having not that much knowledge. Maybe you have studied only about what are the types of economics and all. But when you come to 10th, you have studied various names, Adam Smith and everything names you have studied. But when you come to first PU or second PU, you might have studied about this demand and supply. Okay. So let us first know, before jumping into the demand and supply, let us first understand what is economics before. So economics can be said as an household activity or a household management or day-to-day activity. See how you can um, express the economics is it is a study about the household activities. That is, in a house, a mom or dad will earn an income and they will be spending it on a various expenses. They have to pay college fees, they have to bring groceries for home, they have to give rent for the house, they have to pay electricity. So there will be a lot of expenses in a home. So that is why they will say this economic as we will study from the home itself. That is, we will study about household activities itself and that. Now, what do you mean by activities? So these activities can be economic activity and non-economic activity. So now coming to economic activity, many will be like, oh, economic activity na. If anything that involves money, it is an economic activity. If anything involves no money, it will be non-economic activity. The answer is right, but it is not only about the money. We can say it as any work done with an intention to earn for livelihood. If your intention is to earn for livelihood, then it will be economic activity. If your intention is to earn, if your intention is other than earning livelihood, then it will be said as a non-economic activity. ಏನಪ್ಪ intention to earn for livelihood is economic. So intention with other than earning for livelihood is non-economic activity. So can you give me an example? Yeah, sure, I can give you. So mom cooking for in a flat. So there are a bachelor. So what mom does? I'll be cooking for my family also. Adhe tara, I'll be cooking for the bachelors, and I will be charging 5,000 for 1 month. So the bachelors will agree, and they will get the box of good, nice food. So here, what is the mom's intention? It is to earn money. It is earn for a livelihood. So what it will become? It will become economic activity. Now the same example. Mom is cooking for a family. So it is with pure love, with no intention to earn money. Can mom say like, I'll be cooking for you, you have to give me 100 rupees per day? No, right? Here. So mom, if she is cooking for a family, it will become a non-economic activity. If she is cooking to earn a money, it will be an economic activity. Okay. So you have learned that economics is a study of human being. It is a social science. It is a study of household management. Maybe in your PU or 10th level you have studied it is a study of human being, that is you and me. It is a social science. In your PUC it is study of household management. So all these three things are good to say meaning for economics. I think you all are aware of the word demand. So maybe you have studied this in your PU level too. So what is demand? I can say a demand as a desire for a commodity, additionally ability to pay, additionally willingness to buy or pay. So when I have a desire to buy a certain commodity, then I should have the ability, that is, I should have the money to pay for that product, and I should be willing to purchase that product. Sorry, only then the demand can be formed. What is this, ma'am? You're saying a desire, ability, willingness. What is this? I shall give you an example. So let us assume that there is a beggar whose desire is to eat good food, but he don't have any money in his pocket. But he is willing to buy a good food. He is having that desire, but he is not having a money, but he is willing. ಆಸೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಊಟನ ಅಂತ. Can demand be formed? Answer is big no. Why? Because if any one of these term got affected, then the demand cannot be formed. So now let me tell you a very chilling example. So let us assume that my name is Anu and I will be walking every day in a I'll be walking, okay. So when I was walking, I will see a very big showroom. In the showroom, I will see that BMW car. So now I will have a desire to buy that BMW car, and I will go tell that manager. See, now I am studying second PUC. The next day, if I when I become a company secretary, I will come here and I will purchase this BMW car. Please keep this BMW car for me only, and I will tell and I will leave. Now what this manager will do? Will he keep that car for me? No. If any customers come, he will be selling that goods to that customer. So tomorrow I'll become a company secretary. Then I will be having good amount of money in my savings account. Now I will go to the showroom and I will tell that manager. Earlier I told you na I will come and purchase this BMW car. So now I have come here to purchase the BMW car. Now will he give me? Yes. Why? Because there is a desire for a commodity and there is the ability to pay and there is also a willingness to purchase. Now let us assume that I have a desire to buy a BMW car and also I have a ability to pay. That is, I have money in my savings account to pay. But what I will do I will think that instead of purchasing in BMW car, I will purchase a gold so that tomorrow if the gold increases, then I can sell it and I can buy a new model car at that time. So now what happened here? There is no willingness to buy. Then here also the demand cannot be formed. Now, let us assume that there is a person called as Rajesh who wants kurti, but he has no desire to buy a kurti. Will Rajesh put kurti? He is a boy. How can he put kurti? So he don't have a desire to buy a commodity or a kurti. Now he is having an amount in his pocket, that is, he is having ability to pay, but he is also willing to purchase the product, but he has no desire. Now again, the demand cannot be formed. If you look at these three cases, the demand is getting affected by one or the other. Now, if the demand has to increase or if it has to be get affected, then all the combination of these three has to be formed. Now let us take an example. Anu has desired to buy a BMW car. He has a ability, that is, she has a good amount of money in her savings bank account. She is willing to purchase the car. Now, can this demand be affected? Yes, because all the three terms, that is desire, ability, and willingness, have got affected. If you look at the economics, it is a study about the relationships only. So when I say a relationship, it is about a two term. So now coming to a demand, it also gets affected by two terms, one being price and the next one being time. In prices, we can say it as a price as and quantity demanded. So when a price is high, the quantity demanded will be low. And when the price is low, the quantity demand will be high. So let us take an example. What example we will take? We will take about the dairy milk. So we will assume that dairy milk at rupees 100 for one bar, one chocolate bar, it is 100 rupees. So how much you will take? You will take only one chocolate. Now let us assume that suddenly there is a fall, there is a decrease in the price of the dairy milk from 100 rupees to 10 rupees. That is 100 rupees big chocolate. They are selling it for 10 rupees. Now what you will do? Oh wow, one 10 rupees chocolate. I will buy 100 of chocolates only. And you will think. What you will think? When it is for 100 rupees, you will buy only one chocolate. But when it is for 10 rupees, you will be buying 10 chocolates. So what it indicates, when there is a high price, there is a demand of one chocolate. But suddenly when the price decreased to 10 rupees, you will be buying 10 chocolates. I hope you have got understood about this topic. If you have any doubt, you can let me know in the comment section below. Okay, coming back to this. If you see this, there is an inverse relationship. Why there is an inverse relationship? Because when there is a rise, there is a fall. And again when there is a fall, there is a rise. That is why we call it as an inverse relationship. Now, the next one is types of demand. So the types of demand, we can say it as a direct demand. So what is the direct demand? The demand which get affected directly is known as a direct demand. You may all think it like this. But we can say this direct demand as a for consumer goods. For consumer goods means it can satisfy the individual wants directly. That is why we call it as a direct demand. See, for example, if you want to walk, then you will be walking with your own leg. Will someone come and make you walk? No. If you want to eat your dinner, then you will be eating your dinner with your own hands. If you want to put a belt for your pant, you will be wearing a belt as your own. If you want to add cream or put a cream on your face, you will be doing it on your own. So these are all known as a direct demand. That is, it can satisfy the individual want directly without any other person's involvement. So the next one is indirect demand or derived demand. So you may be thinking that direct demand is which satisfies directly. This is which satisfies indirectly. Yeah, it satisfies indirectly, but this is for a producer goods. In your PU level, you have studied about the factors of production. This is about the factors of production. So what are the factors of production? Can you name them? It is land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, which helps in production purpose. Now, the third one is joint demand. So if you demand any product jointly or together, then that will be known as a joint demand. So we can call a joint demand as a complementary goods. See guys, it will be having an inverse relationship, and example for this is when you go buy a shirt, you will also be purchasing a pant for that. If you buy a phone, you will be buying a phone guard, that is Gorilla Glass for that phone. The next one is competitive demand. See, competitive demand, we can also call them as substitute goods. So I think you all are well aware of the substitute goods. That is, if the tea price is high, I will buy coffee. If the coffee price is high, I will buy tea. Sorry. So now, the other example is also Coca-Cola and Pepsi. And see, I will tell you with an example. When there is a price of Coca-Cola and it is a quantity demanded of Coca-Cola. This is a quantity demanded of a Coca-Cola and this is a quantity demanded for a Pepsi. So let us assume that there is a price increased in Coca-Cola. There is a price increased in Coca-Cola. Now what will happen? Gradually the demand for a Coca-Cola will decrease. But here the Pepsi's demand will increase. Again, in the same way, when there is a decrease in a Coca-Cola, there will be an increase in a quantity demanded for a Coca-Cola. And gradually, the Pepsi demand will decrease. So, we are not talking about one product. It is not only about the Coca-Cola. It is about the two products, Pepsi and Coca-Cola. So when I say about the Coca-Cola product, there is an inverse relationship. But when I talk about the two products, Coca-Cola and Pepsi, there is an direct relationship. How there is direct relationship? See, if you see this price increase in Coca-Cola, we will be purchasing Pepsi. If the price decreases in Coca-Cola, the Pepsi's demand will also be decreased. That is Pepsi ಸಾರಿ Coca-Cola ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we will be purchasing an alternative goods, that is Pepsi. ಅದೇ ತರ Coca-Colaದ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು Coca-Colaನೇ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಪೆಪ್ಸಿನ we will ignore. ಪೆಪ್ಸಿ ಬೇಡ, Coca-Colaನೇ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನೇ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, now moving to the next one. So the next one is individual demand. When I say individual demand, it is for one person demanding a particular product. So let me explain you with an example. So if you see here, When the price of a commodity is at rupees 10, the demand for a commodity is rupees 5. That is, when the price is high, the demand is low. And at the same time, where the price is at rupees 9. So here the demand is again low. As you can see here, as the price decreases, the demand for a quantity increases. If you see in a reverse manner now, as the price increases, the demand for a product, what will happen? Decreases. Now, if you draw a demand curve for this, what it will happen? It will have a downward sloping demand curve. That is why we call it as inverse relationship. It is having inverse relationship. I hope you are clear with this topic. Now, the next one is market demand. So, what do you think about the market demand? So, maybe everyone will be thinking it is about the individual who will purchase more and the demand will also be more. Okay, if your answer is like this, so what about the commodity? Is it one or many? Most of them will be like many people, many commodity. But it is unfortunately wrong because in market demand what happens is the price for a commodity will be same but the individuals will be more and the demand when you compare about the each individual also they will differ. See for example, um, if I am purchasing onion at 10 rupees, my demand will be like 1 kg 10 rupees. But if you compare base demand at 10 rupees, he will purchase 2 kgs at 10 rupees. So here what happens? The demand of each individual is changing. So let me explain you with an example only, like I'll write it on the screen. Now, if you see this here, the price at rupees 10, where the edge demand is 20. At the same time, base demand for 10 rupees is 200 and when the price at rupees 9, the edge demand is 30 rupees, 30 is demanding 30, whereas the B is demanding for 300. When the price is at 8 rupees, A is demanding 40, B is demanding 400. Now, what is this MD? This MD is nothing but market demand. So, when you add both A's and B, you will get market demand. So, when you add both, you will be getting a market demand. That is 20 plus 200, 220 for 10 rupees. Now 30 plus 300, 330, that is for 9 rupees. Now 40 plus 400, that is 440, that is for 8 rupees. Now if you want to draw a demand curve, what will happen? There will be 3 demand curve. Why ma'am 3 demand curve? Because for A's demand 1 demand curve, for B's demand 1 demand curve, for M's demand another 1 demand curve. So now what is happening? There is an 3 demand curve. And one more thing guys, if you look at this, we are making a horizontal summation. This is horizontal summation. Vertical means like this. This is known as vertical. This is known as horizontal. So here we are making horizontal summation, not vertical. So here the market, we can say it as market demand curve is the most right demand curve. Market demand curve is the most right demand curve. So what you have to remember here? It is a horizontal summation and the market demand curve is the most right demand curve. Not A's demand curve, not B's demand curve. It is which demand curve? Market demand curve. Market demand curve. Now, the next demand curve is the composite demand curve. So, when I say a composite, that is one commodity which will be helpful in various uses, alternative uses. We can say it as one commodity, various uses. Example, water. It is helpful to wash clothes. It is helpful to drink. It is helpful for cleaning, etc. There is a number of uses with water, electricity, etc. So, composite demand is a demand where one commodity is having an alternative use. Example, water, electricity, etc. Now, moving to the determinants of demand or the factors which are influencing the demand. So the first one is about the price of goods concerned. See, I am talking about the one commodity. So let us assume here the price of a commodity is increased. So now what will happen? The demand for a commodity will decrease. When the price of a commodity decrease, the price of a the demand for a commodity will increase. Suppose if onions at rupees 10 kg, if the onion is at rupees 100 for 1 kg, what will happen? The demand will not only be there who will buy 1 kg of onion at 100 rupees, right? So the demand will what happen? Will decrease. And at the same time, when the price of an onion is at 10 rupees, what will happen? The demand will be more. We will buy 1 or 2 kgs of onion, right? And what happens here? It will have an inverse relationship. Here I am talking about one commodity. Now it is second one, which is price of related goods. See, price of related goods means one commodity or two commodity. It is no doubt two commodity. So how can it be affected? The first one being about the substitute goods. See, we can call the substitute goods as also competitive demand. So I told you earlier, if the prices of a tea has increased, then we will buy coffee. If the price of a tea has decreased, we will buy coffee. Sorry, we will buy tea. Okay. So let me explain you again. If the price of a tea is increased, what we will do? We will buy coffee. Okay, tea has increased, alva. Instead of buying tea, what I will do? I will buy coffee. Now suddenly what happens tomorrow? The tea's price will decrease. Okay, anyhow, tea's price have come down, so I'll be buying tea only. So now what happens for the coffee? It will decrease. So here there is an direct relationship, right? Now the second one, that is price of a complementary goods. See, complementary goods ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we can say it as mobile phone and SIM cards, pencil and notebooks. So what happens here? See, when mobile phones price have increased, it will get affected to SIM card. How? Sorry, the SIM card's demand will go down. What happens to the SIM card uh, demand? It will go down. This is about the phone and this is the SIM card. Okay. The phone's price have gone up and the SIM card demand has come down. And at the same time, when the mobile phone price have come down, the demand for a SIM card will also rise. At the same time, when the pencil's price is high, the notebook's demand will be low. When the pencil's price is low, the notebook's demand will be high. So even here, if you see, there is an inverse relationship. Why I am saying inverse relationship means when you draw a demand curve for this, you will get a downward sloping demand curve. That is why we say it as an inverse relationship. I hope you got the point. So you may ask what will happen in a direct demand. When it is a direct demand, I'll show you. I'll show you. So if it is a direct demand, what will happen? Will be a. It will not be a downward sloping. It will be like this, something like this, where is everything will meet at equal point. Where let us take an example. Tea, coffee. Tea demand increases, coffee demand also increases. So what happens here? There is what happened here? There is a direct relationship. So both will be equal, alva. Now the next one, that is income. When I say income, I am talking about the money. So when you earn more money, you will purchase more quantity of goods. That is, the demand for a goods will be high. When the income is low, the demand for a commodity will also be low. See, for example, yesterday I was getting 5,000 salary. So at 5,000 rupees salary, I used to spend 2,000 for household expenses only. So today I am getting 10,000 salary. So today I am spending 3,000 for household expenses. So when there is an increase of income, the spending demand will also be high. So when the income is low, the in spending of expenses, the demand will also be low. If you see here, you may notice there is a direct relationship between the income and demand. Moving to the next one, fashion. So people are very much likely to be used to the latest fashion, not the oldest fashion. So when there is a latest fashion, the demand will automatically increase. People like in these days you may have seen are wearing torn jeans. So this is a latest fashion. Why you are wearing torn jeans? Don't you have money? I have, but this is the latest fashion. So the demand will increase. If it is a outdated fashion, the demand will decrease. Who will wear langa downy in this season? No one, right? Okay. The next one is consumer preference. So more people these times are very much used to outside food, snacks craziness like pizza, burger, french fries. So people who prefer homemade foods will eat homemade foods only. So people who prefer out foods like snacks, they will prefer snacks and they eat snacks like pizza, burger, etc. It depends on your preferences. I hope you're clear with it. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section below. So, no matter what your doubt is or how silly your doubt is, I will answer your doubts in a day. I am really sorry for the disturbances caused by my side. Please bear it. So, let's move on. So, the sixth one, that is the weather condition. So, when I talk about the weather condition, I can give you example like when do you wear a rainy coat? On a summer seasons? No, right? On rainy seasons. Okay. Now, like this, when there is a weather condition which can affect the supply and the demand very badly too. See, the best example is Corona. So normally in this Corona period, no one is going out to eat snacks, right? People are very much afraid to eat foods outside. When there was a lockdown, people used to prepare in their home itself, right? These are the examples of the weather condition. So the seventh one is government policy. You may all be thinking, how can government policy affect the demand? Curfew on lockdown. What happened? You have to stay in home only. You have to not. You have to not come out. If you come out, there will be a fine. The police will beat you nicely, right? The next one is size, sex ratio, and age composition. When I talk about the sex, it is about, sorry, when I talk about the size, it is about the population in India. When I talk about the sex ratio, it is the male or a female. See, guys, if there is more of male in a word, then there is male dominating population. If there is more female, it will be said as a female dominating population. So what happens normally in female dominating population? Females will demand more for conditioner, hair tools, creams, makeup products, etc. So what about the male dominating population? They will demand more for salons, hair cream, hair gel, etc. Now, when I say about the age composition, it is like 0 to 14 one age, 15 to 59 one age, 60 and above one age. So what happens in 0 to 14 age? They demand, they are small kids, they demand for toys, they demand for chocolates, diapers, etc. When it is like 15 to 59, you all know that you demand more for Amazon Prime, Netflix, mobile phones, etc. And the last one is not the last one, okay, ninth one is future expectations about the price. So normally what happened in the corona period, people thought that the gold prices have come down, so that what we will be doing, we will purchasing now only, we will purchase now only, so that tomorrow the prices may go rise. So what people thought, the gold price have come down in the corona period, so that we will be buying today only, because the prices for tomorrow may go rise sometime. So here what it is happening, okay, so what it is happening in future, the prices may go rise, so that what we will be doing, we will be buying now only. That is, the prices are more now, but still the demand will also be more only. When the prices have gone down also, the demand will also go down. For example, milk. Say tomorrow if the milk for 1 liter is 25 rupees, will you stop drinking milk? Will you stop drinking tea, coffee? No, right? You will still buy it. So even though the prices have gone up, the demand for a product will also increase. If the milk tomorrow suddenly if milk for 1 liter goes to 10 rupees, will you stop drinking milk? No, you will still drink a milk. So here there is a direct relationship between these two. Agree? Yes. Example, milk, wheat, rice, gold. Okay. So this is what is in future the price may rise, so that what will happen, the demand for a product will be rise. Tomorrow if prices may go down, still the product demanded will also be the same. So here it is a direct relationship. Now coming to the 10th and last one, that is distribution of income. See, when I say a distribution of income, it does not mean that there should be an equal distribution of income between the rich and the poor. It means, see, the gap between the rich and the poor is not wide, it is narrow. It is not wide, it is narrow. So when I say a distribution of income, that is the spending ability and purchasing power, till then the expenses will occur. So in simple, if I have to tell you the distribution of income, so this is a distribution of income and this is the demand. So when there is equal distribution of income, there will be increase in demand. So when there is an unequal distribution of income, the demand will be low. Got the point?